personal finances, your steps to fight it. Join Mukombo Mukombela from Inside Partners Africa every Tuesday at 0:20 hours on the last Saturdays. Particularly, I must not go actionable. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ndalama Insights of Business Show, brought to you by Inside Partners Africa. And I'm your host, Leslie Smangwe. We have a fantastic live government securities Q&A session lined up for you today with our guest, advisor and the founder of Inside Partners Africa, our show sponsor. Konki, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Leslie. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. And good morning to our listeners and viewers.
Great. Now, we have received several questions from our subscribers and listeners, and we'll also be taking some live questions from our viewers on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. So we can dive right. Question one: how much can I be getting every after 6 months if I invest 10,000?
All right. So, how much you'll be getting from the investment in the government bonds depends on the tenure of the investment. So if you had asked to say how much would I get from a 2-year government bond, then I would have also asked to say what is the coupon interest on that bond. So every bond has a quoting.
It's 9%, 10%.
So it's dependent on the tenure of bond. So for instance, if it's a 2-year bond, interest could be 9%. If it's a 3-year bond, your interest will be 10%. So you need to calculate that 10% on the face value of the investment. In this case, if you're investing 10,000, it will be 10% of the 10,000 for a 3-year 10-year bond. That will be the interest you get. However, don't forget to deduct the withholding tax as well as the handling fee of 1%. Withholding tax is 15% on the investment income you make, and handling fee is 1%. So you need to deduct those from the income that you'll be making.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Question two, what's the tenure of the bond?
So this one is a nice question. So these are questions that I got from my actual listeners and subscribers. So I hope you are paying attention. A tenure of the bond simply means the length of the investment in this government bond. So how long are you investing in this government bond for? So if you say I'm going to invest for 10 years, that is what the tenure of the bond means. Then the length of time until your bond matures, upon which you are going to get the full face value investment that you would have made in the bond. The same of investment in the government bond.
Okay. Of course, we are taking in questions today. These are basically questions from our listeners as well as viewers on LinkedIn and YouTube. Remember, you can also ask your questions live as well as if you're following LinkedIn or YouTube, and we'll definitely answer some of those questions on government securities. And that's what we're doing today. Is there a difference between buying a bond as a corporate or as an individual?
Yes, there is. First of all, when you buy a bond company, so when you say as a corporate, this can mean as a company, it means that the bond does not belong, it belongs to the company. So the investment income will be received by the company. If you invest as an individual, it is you that will be receiving this investment income. And with taxation as well, there's a difference. When you are investing as an individual, the withholding tax that will be charged will be the final tax, meaning that it appears on your final income tax computation tax as an individual to ZRA. However, if you invest as a corporate, it means that your withholding tax is an advance payment, meaning that when you start doing computation for the income tax, you need to gross up your investment income, and then you're going to apply whatever corporate income tax rate is applicable to your company. So the differences are many in terms of taxation, as well as where the investment will be reflected as an investment asset. Is it the corporate or is it an individual? So that those are the major distinctions. Yes.
Now, are the coupon rates and yield rates different?
Yes, they are. So coupon rate is the interest income that you make on the bond. So this is the interest that you are going to make on your bond. So for example, I was giving an example of the 10% coupon rate on a 3-year bond. Okay, the yield rate is the full investment that you are going to make at the end of the tenure of the bond. So it's your full return on investment, including any depreciations, losses that you have made throughout the tenure. If it's a 10-year bond, whatever gains or losses you would have made will give you the yield at the end of the bond. So those are the differences. Yeah.
All right. Remember, we are doing a question and answer session today, looking at and of course, you can also ask questions via LinkedIn as well as YouTube. If you are watching live, simply search for Conky on YouTube. From Conky and YouTube, you'll be able to find a channel where you can watch this live as well. Question number 6. Which institutions would you recommend for me to invest in, especially monthly savings, so that I grow my principal for later investment in bonds or treasury bills?
So this question was interesting. Which institution, meaning bank, can I recommend for you to invest? Probably what this question should have been is, can you recommend to save money? So I cannot recommend any financial institution. You need to do your personal research, find out the interest rates that are given on savings account as well as fixed deposit accounts, because these are the two that I recommend you use to keep money. There's not keep money so that you can use that money to invest later in the government bonds or whatever other investment you would like to make. So do your own research. I have done my own personal research, and I've selected a financial institution that I'm now using that I feel is better suited for me in terms of the bank fees that they charge, management fees or bank account fees, and the interest they're giving me on saving the money with them for a short period of time until I invest it. This is a personal decision for the research personally. Otherwise, I cannot publicly recommend any financial institution. Yeah.
So if you do research on this, Google,
yes, you can.
Place you can go and ask.
You can. There's information. There's a lot of information online, guys. If you just search for even just interest rates, bank interest rates, you get a schedule. I know there's one that is there which is a little bit old. We don't have a current one, but it will give you an indicator of the interest rates that you get on savings account, fixed deposit accounts, the bank. You get that information. And you can go to the particular bank and find out. Go visit the banks themselves, find out, go to what this bank, that bank, you get a list of interest rates you get from a savings account, fixed deposit, and then do the comparatives. And also ask colleagues, ask your friends and family.
Right, we'll be right back. Today we are looking at government securities and of course just answering questions that have been coming from our listeners and viewers. Leave your comment on the True Popular's YouTube channel. Then the Lama Insights, turning your challenges into children. Okay, now welcome back. And of course, this is looking at government securities today. It's a Q&A session, and I know a lot of people have questions on government bonds and government securities. You can also ask your questions live as well on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. Simply search for Conkim Konkela, and then of course you ask your questions there, and we'll see if we can answer them. Now, question number 7: what is the minimum amount one can start with to invest in government bonds?
Thank you, Leslie. So before I respond to that, I know I'm getting a lot of feedback online to say the network is very bad today. I'm so sorry, guys. I think it's the network provider. Sorry. So I may have to redo this in terms of recording it, and then I'll give you a better signal. But at the moment, we have to do with what we are given right now. So sorry about that. So how much can I start with investing? This is a very common question. So you can start with 1,000 kwacha if you're investing as a non-competitive bidder, meaning that you're going to take the price that the Bank of Zambia is going to, determine at the auction. So as a non-competitive bidder, you can start with 1,000 kwacha, and as long as you're investing less than 500 or 499,000 kwacha, you can start with 1,000 kwacha. If you're investing more than 500,000 kwacha and you want to invest as a competitive bidder, you can start with 5,000 kwacha. You need to start with 5,000 kwacha. So those are the requirements right now in terms of how much you can start investing in the government bond.
Okay.
Yes.
I think one of the most important questions here is Haim Konki, question number 8. Haim Konki, I would like to find out how much I need to start with to invest in government bonds. I visited a commercial bank and was told to write to the Bank of Zambia. How do I get application letter?
Okay, so how much do I need to start? That is up to you. That decision is up to you. But then how do you get started? You need to have an account called the CSD account with the Bank of Zambia. The CSD account is an account that allows you, that is a record of all your investments in your treasury bills and government bonds with the Bank of Zambia. Now, when you open that account, how you open that account is you fill in an application form. It's a simple application form that you get on the BOZ website. Fill it in. If you want to be applying as an individual or a corporate, you need to find a specific form. So as an individual, find the form, complete it. You need to scan it and email it to BOZ. That they normally accept emailed scanned copies of applications. They'll go back to you, and no, your NRC normally is your account number. That is all. That is sufficient. After that, you can then start applying for the government securities. You can apply through a bank. You can ask your bank to do the application for you. Of course, there's a fee, or you can do the application yourself. But if you do the application yourself, you need to get a letter of guarantee from the bank. Once you get a letter of guarantee from your bank, which letter is simply just, assuring the BOZ that you've got sufficient funds to pay for this investment, you can then fill in an application form for the bond or treasury bill that you want to invest in. You need to include the face value amount that you are investing in that bond, meaning that that's the amount you want to get at the end of the tenure of the bond. And then scan the application, send it to BOZ. They will get back to you with an award notice if your application has been successful, and you'll become an investor in government bonds. So it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Question number 9. Have you found that financial institutions you save money after a year of having produced this video?
So this question came up as a result of me complaining about, financial institutions that can't grow money by saving money at the bank and all of that. Have I found a financial institution? No, there isn't. This is why I ended up talking about that. This is why I ended up venturing into other investment platforms like government bonds, property, and all of this. It is because of this question, actually. The entire program that I'm doing right now stemmed from this question. After I discovered that my savings account at this financial institution was a mere 0.1% interest, I ventured out and started looking at other options.
So saving with banks sometimes is not really the way to go. Huh?
No, you would never grow. You never become financially free by investing at the bank. Forget it. Okay. That's why we're talking about government bonds, property, and other investments.
All right. Now, question number 10, how can I invest in the Lusaka Stock Exchange as a Zambian living abroad?
So if you're living abroad and you want to invest in the Lusaka Securities Exchange, you will to have a broker who's based in Zambia. So simply open a brokerage account with a Zambian broker, and then start investing. They will be helping you to make your investments. If you need to have fund your investment account with a broker, they will tell you what to do in terms of amounts that you need to keep in that account, and all of those details. What's important and what's critical is for you to have a brokerage account with a local broker in Zambia. Mm-hmm.
All right. And finally, how do I connect with you in person? I have lots of questions. I'm sure you get this quite a lot.
I do. I get it a lot. So the most effective way to get in touch with me is to write me an email. Send an email to mukonki@insightpartnersafrica.com. So that's MUKONKI @insightpartnersafrica. Insight, the way we see our site. And it simply means insight into our finances, into our businesses. So only at insightpartnersafrica.com. That's the easiest and quickest way for you to get in touch with me. If you give me a call, if you send me a WhatsApp, if you send me a message, I'm not really that responsive to this because of the busy schedule that I have. But if you write me an email, I'm always on my laptop. I will see it. I will respond to it. much more effectively. So that's the best of getting in touch with me if you've got any questions you want to ask. And also leave a comment in the videos. These questions came from comments that subscribers and listeners have been leaving in the videos that they've been watching. So always leave a comment in the video, because like we've started doing, we'll always be having a Q&A session where I'll be responding to all the questions depending on what questions you're asking. These questions were focusing on government bonds and treasury bills. I've got quite a number even on just investing in the stock market, in property and all of those. So we'll be having specific sessions covering different questions coming from our listeners and subscribers.
Right. Well, Mkonke, thank you for providing valuable insights and, of course, answering our listeners' questions. It's been a pleasure having you on the Endowment Insights Business Show.
Thank you so much, and sorry for the terrible network. I'll try to do a better job next time. It goes on LinkedIn and YouTube. Thank you so much.
Right, that's it for today's episode of the Endowment Insights Business Show. And we'll be back with more valuable insights in our next episode. Thank you for joining us and have a great day. You have been listening to the Endowment Insights Business Show, brought to you by Insight Partners Africa. If you missed anything, visit www.insight